Hey everybody, welcome back to another EDH video. This is the first rendition of 25 days of deck building in EDH. So basically what I did, I took a legendary creature from like all the 2-color pairings, all 3-color pairings, and all the monocolors, and I am building 25 decks, one of each of those, of course, and they're all from this year, kind of like a December special type thing going on. But today we're doing Delney, Streetwise Lookout. She is from Murders at Karlov Manor. Yeah, I think it's Murder at Karlov. I don't know. It's a stupidly named set. Anyways, she's a 2 generic and a white legendary creature, human scout. Creature you control with power 2 or less. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. She is a 2/2. So what I'm going to do with this deck, it's going to kind of be a meme deck, honestly. It's going to be like a bunch of Hare Apparents. It's kind of what I'm trying to go with anyways. Bunch of Hare Apparents, and then we're going to just like throw them at our opponents, I guess. Literally, I don't have any other creatures, just Hare Apparents, and just because I thought it'd be funny. So anyways, let's just get right into what's in the deck. So we have 35 creatures, 4 sorceries, 10 instants, 11 artifacts, 5 enchantments, and 34 lands. Most of the artifacts are going to be ramp, and of course the thriving stone. That's what we're going to be basing this off of. We're going to be wanting to use thriving stone a lot. The most expensive one is Teferi's Protection, of course. Well, one of the most expensive cards. Put it in here because I want to be able to protect my Hare Apparents. The next one is Cavernous Souls. Make my Hare Apparents uncounterable because I want them to resolve. Who doesn't? Anyways, next up we got land tax. I want a little bit of ramp. I want to be able to thin the deck a little bit. I don't know if it actually works, but $16, kind of expensive. But next up we got Throne of Eldraine. Be able to draw some cards and also tap for some mana is pretty good. I know it's 5 mana, kind of expensive, but we'll get there. And then Smothering Tithe, of course, it's a mono white staple. Why not? Coming in at $26. And then next up we got Delney. She's actually $30 right now, which is kind of wild. She used to be cheaper. Anyways, the deck's coming out at $424, which is a lot, but it's a good deck. I like it. It's funny. Apparently creatures, yeah, so we're just gonna have, like I said, 35 Hare Apparents. Hare Apparent is a 1 in a white. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token equal to the number of other creatures you control named Hare Apparent, and then you can have as many as you want in the deck, and it's a 2/2. It's a rabbit noble creature, common, but it's like $5, so that's kind of what most of the deck is, and that's why it's mostly expensive. Anyways, let's just get right into the meat and the potatoes of the deck, the veggies, if you will. So I'm kind of doing this mono white blink, blink the rabbits. This is why this one's called Blink the Rabbits, of course. So we're gonna do another round, which is gonna let us pay X and X and 2 generic and exile any number of creatures that control, and then return them to the battlefield under their owner's control, and then repeat the process X more times. So we're going to just blink all of our stuff and just have them enter the battlefield. Next up, we got Teleportation Circle, 3 generic and a white enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, X up to 1 target artifact or creature, and then return it back to the battlefield under its owner's control. Again, like a Hare Apparent, if we have 10 out, we get 10 more rabbits. Pretty good. I like to blink stuff. And then we got Ephemerate, 1 white, exile target creature you control, and then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It has Rebound, which means you can just cast it at the next upkeep, your next upkeep specifically. Good card. Why not? It's 1 white. Not too shabby. Eerie Interlude, 2 in a generic instant. You can exile any number of target creatures and then return them at the beginning of your next end step. We're gonna be wanting to blink them. I don't have to explain myself. I know what I'm doing here. We gotta just blink a lot of stuff. That's why it's in here. No other reason. Cloud Shift is basically just a worse. What's the other card? The one with Rebound. It's just the worst one of those. Just exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control without the Rebound. It's an instant 1 white. Again, I don't think I have to explain myself here. We're going to be wanting to blink them. Conjurer's Closet. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile target creature control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. And then it's a 5 generic, and it's an artifact, so I can go in here in any deck. Why not? Super good. I like it for here. Next, we got Protect the Rabbits. We're going to keep our rabbits on the battlefield because nobody wants to replay all those. First up, we got a Chroma's Will. It can also be used to kind of win because it can give them flying, flying, vigilance, double strike, lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors. And if we have our commander, we get both of those. Those are 2 separate ones. I think everybody knows what that card does. Next, we got Teferi's Protection. It just phases all of our creatures out, and we gain protection from everything. and our life total can't change. Then we X out to various protection, 2 generic and a white. And then flawless maneuver, 2 generic and a white, instant. If we have our commander, we can play it for free, but it's just give all our creatures indestructible. So it's a good one there. It doesn't get around exile, sadly, or like attack deluge, but it's fine. Dawn's Truce, 1 and a white instant, gifted card, so you just give them a draw. And then you and your permanents you control gain Hexproof until end of turn. And if the gift was promised, they also get indestructible. 2 mana for that, they get a card, sure. Reprieve, which is basically a counterspell in white. It's 1 and a white, return target spell to its owner's hand, and then draw a card. It's an instant, of course. It's basically a counterspell, but they get it back. But you also get a card, so it replaces itself. Next up, we got Cavern of Souls, which will make our creatures uncounterable. Of course, if we choose Rabbit, I don't think we would want to choose anything else. Why wouldn't we just choose Rabbit? I could also tap for a generic, so if we don't have any Rabbits, it's not entirely useless. Next up, we got Ramp. This is going to be a basic-ass Ramp package. So we're going to be putting a Pearl Medallion in the deck. White spells you control cast, or white spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. 2 generic. From Modern Horizons 3? What the heck? Anyways, we got Soul Ring. Taps for 2 generic, or 2 colorless. Sorry. 1 generic. Everybody knows what that does. If you don't, I don't know if you play this game. Thought Vessel, 2 generic. Artifact. You have no maximum hand size, and it taps for colorless. There's kind of ways to draw cards, so why not? Yeah. Next up, we got Marble Diamond, 2 generic. Artifact enters the battlefield tapped, and you can tap it for a white. Yeah, I mean, want to be able to ramp. I think Delney is 3 or 4 mana, but Oakcatcher's Monument, 3 generic. White creature spells you cast costs 1 less to cast, and when you recast a creature spell, you get a 1/1 white warrior. I don't really care about the warrior that much. Really just care about our Hare Apparent being 1 less, basically being 1 white, and if we have, all that stuff, we can just pay 1 white for them. Land tax, you search for three basic lands if an opponent has more lands than you, which you're in white, so you're playing catch up the whole time. It's a good card. Smothering Tithe, whenever an opponent draws a card, you may pay 2. If that player doesn't, you create a treasure token. It's also 3 generic and a white enchantment. Good card. Comes in at 4, but it's not really ramp, but I put it in here because it creates treasures and you can kind of push you ahead and just be able to cast more rabbits. Anyways, Wabbit Hunting. Let's go. Basically, this is the draw package. Takesha's Welcome, 2 generic and a white enchantment. Whenever more creatures with mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This only triggers once each turn. Yeah, I know, once each turn. Kind of sucks. Next up, we got Throne of Eldraine. This was also in ramp, but you can tap 3 mana and draw a card. Spend only mana of the chosen color to activate this ability. We're only in white, so we'll be fine. Comes in at 5. That's a lot of mana to draw a card, but I think it's good. Anyways, Thrumming Stone, not really draw, but you can. I have tested this deck, and you can play a Hare Apparent, flip the top 4, get like 3 more Hare Apparents, and then flip the top 12, and then just keep going and going and going. And then next up, I love this card, Dawn of New Age, 1 and a white. And whenever it enters the battlefield, it enters with hope counters on it for each creature control. And then at the beginning of your end step, remove a hope counter and draw a card. If you don't, you sacrifice it and you gain 4 life. Either way, it's a win-win. You get 4 life. No, not really. You want the draw. Next up, we got Removal. White, we're on Removal. We got Path to Exile. You exile target creatures. Controller may search their library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. 1 white. Next up, Swords of Plowshare. 1 white. Exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. It's an instant. Why not? It's in here. Next, we got Austere Command. It's a board wipe. 4 generic, 2 white. Destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures with mana value 3 or less, destroy all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. It's a sorcery. You can choose 2 of those. So if you don't want to destroy all of your creatures, you can just choose value 4 or greater. Then Expel the Interlopers. 3 generic, 2 white, sorcery. Choose a number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with greater power than or equal to the chosen number. So we just choose like 2, and then everything 2 and up gets destroyed, right? And then Season of the Burrow. 3 generic, 2 white. You choose up to 5 Paws worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once. Create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token. Exile target non-land permanent controller draws a card. Return target permanent with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. We can gonna choose probably Hare Apparent. Next up, we got Win? Hallowed Fountain, 2 generic, a white artifact. Untapped. A tapped creature you control, create a 1/1 white, green, and white citizen token, and then you can tap 2 untapped untap 2 tapped creatures you control, draw a card. And 5 mana, untap 15 tapped creatures you control, you win the game. Honestly, we can probably do that pretty freaking early. If we get a ripple off of the Thrumming Stone, and we also have this out, we could just literally tap, just boom, tap it for 5 and just win. That seems pretty likely. Nice about Kerwin's Will. We already saw this one earlier, but it can just basically creature control get flying, vigilance, and double strike. You can choose that one, or you can choose creature control gain lifelink and discard 1 protection from all colors. And you can cast it with both if you have a good commander. Next up, we got lands, 32 planes. Why not? We don't really need much in here. That's kind of the basic stuff. 32 lands. You could put like 16 snow lands and 16 regular lands. The next we got Marry the Skyrune. Enters tapped. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 7 or more planes, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. We're probably going to have a lot of planes in this deck. It is a mono white deck. There's 32 planes. Taps are white. You can probably do that a lot. Cavern of Souls enters the battlefield. Choose a creature type. Taps your generic, and then you can add 1 mana, and that creature spell type cannot be countered. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first episode of 25 days of deck building, so expect more. This is going to be the first 25 days of December. It's going to be a lot of work, so if I accidentally skip a day, I'm very sorry. It's going to be a lot of work. These take a lot of work. I know it doesn't look like it takes a lot of work, but trust me, it does, because I got to categorize all of them, and I got to put them all into the editor. But anyways, I'm done complaining. Sorry. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.